Hello, everyone. Welcome to a three-part series of basically how I came into possession of the three bikes that I have from Wired. Now, how did I make the choices? Where did they come from? How did I even hear from the company? So let's just get going here. So in part one here, we're going to talk about the 2023 Cruiser and how did I make this choice? Well, it all started with a guy we all know, Brian from Citizen Cycle. He debuted these wicked bikes, and like everybody else, I was impressed. So I followed that for a while. And in February of 23, I believe, I joined my first Facebook group, Trey's group, and started asking a lot of questions and seeing how these bikes differed from everybody else and got what I needed to get. And then when I had it all my facts straight and knew exactly what I was getting, I went ahead and made my purchase. So then after I made my purchase, I waited like everybody else. And in August of 2023, this beauty showed up at my doorstep. It was a great bike right from the start. It was everything they said it was. And I was just completely happy with this bike. So that's why this bike has remained pretty much stock. I liked it from the beginning. The one thing I did not like the rack. I did not like the fenders. That's why they're not on the bike. As soon as I pulled them off the bike, I also noticed it was a performance gain. The bike was a little bit lighter, a little bit more maneuverable, and I just liked it. Some things that are different on these bikes that's not where we've evolved. Okay, so let's go. Let's start with tires. So we made an improvement. These tires were okay. The Yangs were, it's a good tire. It gets the job done. But in my opinion, the Kenda's better. Now, some people might like this one better, and that's perfectly fine. That's good for you. The next thing we'll move on to, I'm sure nobody's going to debate me on this. That is a Mozo fork, okay? We now have guide forks. But for all the folks that lived through the Mozo days and have the new guide forks, you know there's a difference. And hopefully in the future, we will move up a level on the guides to maybe a higher grade guide or maybe a different fork there, because there's still a little bit more I'd like to see in that front fork. But I digress. Let's move on. There is something over the name of Wired. Yes, there is. There is a piece of black wrap around the battery, which it twofold. It protects the frame from any rock strikes. And then second of all, it gives me a nice canvas to put a unique name on the bike. And for everybody knows that I name my bikes, it's all after Wicked. So all my namings of my bikes fall in the category defined as something wicked. So iniquitous, look it up, has to do with wicked. Nefarious, I think everybody knows what that means. You can go, so you can go odious, you can keep going. There's a lot of names you can use for your bikes. So that's why that's there. I'm going to be pulling that pretty soon, and especially when the Predator comes out and I start doing the four bike lineup that I have, we'll be showing them. Nefarious might even get debadged, and that one's going to hurt. So, but I just want to show that, hey, this guy's been through it. So this bike is basically unmolested. Like I said, the fenders has been taken off, the rack has been taken off, the light in the back has just been moved up here to the bottom of the seat post and frame area and just zip tied. And I put it there real quick, and it's just worked. So I didn't even mess with it. My controller still works. It's not shunt modded, and it's fine. And it's stock, and it works just good. And that's all I need this bike to be. As you can notice, these versions, yes, they were just, a rigid rear end. There was no suspension back there. Most of the time with this type of bike, you didn't need it because this is not a serious off-road bike. As you can tell, the geometry of the frame does not lend itself to, oh, I'm going to go out there and single track and jump this thing. If you do, you're going to have problems. And when you have problems, they're going to happen right here. So especially for us 225, 250 pound guys and above, we put some stress on these bikes. You go jumping this off a steep curb or something, you might have a little bit of problem right there. But if you ride this on just on regular trails and up and down paths and the streets in your local neighborhood and stuff, man, it's more than enough. It's fine. That's just off-road harsh use. Okay, common sense. Common sense, everybody. You know what this bike is. Let's see, another thing. Okay, displays. I just put this display on, so that's the reason it's not tucked underneath right here. I like putting my displays down here now. Why, you say? Well, let's see. I have 3 bikes and I've bought 4 displays. So answer me a question, and it had nothing to do with Wired, all to do with me. Putting these things in and off racks and me crashing my bikes from here and there, these things stick out. As soon as you go into crash, what happens? You know, these whole things lock around and they go like that, and the bike goes over and then they slam these things. Very, very, very easy to break. Now I'll never get this wheel straight. I knew this was going to happen. Shouldn't have touched it. All right. Yeah. Hold on. I got a phone call.